the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Utah Jazz. And for Utah, coming into tonight, a couple of goals they have. Stay aggressive on both ends, but also play with efficiency. It's a delicate balance, but they know it's the key to playing their best ball. With certain players, it's like having a coach on the floor. We're talking Chris Paul. Shaq, what's it like playing with a point guard that smart?
Well, Paul knows exactly what needs to happen in every situation. He remembers patterns and tendencies of players and of opposing teams. Very smart point guard.
Yeah, you can't let your team lose focus, and he does a good job of that. The team plays with a purpose when he's on that floor.
Now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan as tip-off approaches.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Salt Lake City, Utah, fully illuminated tonight as we get a look at our broadcast setting from the skies high above. The Rockets are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. Welcome, everyone, to Salt Lake City, Utah. It's the home of the Jazz. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know when you talk about dedication, Chris Paul is among the greatest. Now, he says, I have a scary passion for basketball. I study it, I watch it all day, every day. I'm not the most athletic guy, so I have to use my mind and my knowledge of the game. Kevin, he is a professor out on the floor.
Tremendously competitive with great attention to detail, David. Thanks. Chris, games like this one with two veteran teams, you can see the thought process on the floor. Real chess match between these two.
Yeah, you can never get caught up with the score early in games like this. I mean, both teams are smart, patient. They know what they're doing out there, and they know what they do well during the whole game. Love watching the game with the minds like this with a little physical play inside, too.
And it's going to be the Jazz off tip. Here is Rubio. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And so in the game for the Rockets. The engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. Clint Capella is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Gordon in at the small forward position.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game. Getting the ball inside early.
And here's Harden for three. Utah with the rebound. On the wing, Mitchell. Guarded by Harden. Wasted no time on that one.
And he'll take that. The nice, easy mid-range jumper. First bucket of the day.
That's all you want. It's a good shot to get yourself in a rhythm. For him, he's going to want a lot more than that to come.
Now, Ingles, after Clint Capella's three-pointer that didn't go. Ingles kicks to Rubio. Favors with a screen on Harden. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
I think you'll probably see more arguments on those illegal screen calls than just about any other play. Maybe the charge call, but guys never think they're removed.
The Rockets again can't hit. Mitchell outside. Sinks the triple. Mitchell's got 5 now.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
Yeah, and it goes beyond the small lead that they built. They really captured the momentum.
Capella with the bucket.
Terrific at catching in there at the basket. I mean, his hands are great. Capella uses that size to his advantage.
And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Gobert, the screen. Capella against Mitchell. Rebounded by Capella. Houston's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside.
and the 6'11" Clint Capella, just a phenomenal athlete. The mobility at that center spot is something really so crucial in today's game where every team is looking to expose big men on the perimeter.
Here's Gobert. James Harden picking up that last basket. Gobert can't hit. Harden the pass to Tucker. Banked in off the glass.
He's terrific at finding an open man. I mean, good awareness from the floor, from the combo guard. Hard.
And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here.
That's a good break. I mean, it's tough to connect on those long distance passes.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. And the layup's good off the glass. Ingles has got his first basket.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Right side favors. The three. That shot off the mark. And it's Houston the other way. To the paint. Utah with the rebound.
Oh, sloppy finish. The D was giving him the layup. He just didn't stay with it.
Capella dishes to Paul. Back to Capella. It's stolen by Gobert. Knocks it loose. Ingles kicks to Rubio. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Rockets now. The three from Harden finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
My goodness, what a move there to lose the defender. Got him on his heels, and then he made it look easy from there on in.
Now here's Rubio. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. He gets that one.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And Ricky, not only for his passing and how much he enjoys piling up assists, but how he does a great job adjusting to what the team needs him to do and not worrying about his own game.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Crowder, he's checked in for Favors. Royce O'Neal comes in for Joe Ingles. And it's Korver in for Donovan Mitchell. And good that time.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And for Rubio, who has been in the eye of the media for so long, Greg, he's always been unselfish. We've always seen that in his style of play.
You're right, Kevin. You've always been able to see that with Rubio's game. Great at making quick reads, seeing passes before they develop. I mean, he can see who's open and who's going to be open before he even catches a pass.
The Rockets have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. The shot's good from Fareed.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Rubio, the pass to Gobert. Gobert, the screen. Korver kicks to Rubio. Jazz passing it around to the right side. Outside, Crowder. Shot clock at 5. Screen by O'Neal. And the shot's good from Crowder. Crowder's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Oh, coming off the screen, Crowder hit him.
Rivers dishes to Fareed. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Shumpert passes to Rivers. Offline with his 3. Utah leading. 3-pointer. Crowder buries it from 3-point range. Crowder's got a couple of 3s now in the first for Utah.
Oh, superb recognition by Crowder to catch the D by surprise with the effective pull-up jumper, catching them sleeping for just a second and cashing in on it.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Rubio against Rivers. In the corner, Crowder with it. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Jazz lead by 1. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure, talks about his knack for making a lot of steals, forcing turnovers.
The steals thing is just something that I've always had a knack for doing, and just I think it's because I watch so much basketball.
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits, what they like to do, gives him a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Well, there's not enough defensive pressure on the perimeter. We'll see in the second quarter if that gets correct.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. They've got Kenneth Faried. Amon Shumpert is out there with Rivers. Then there's Gerald Green, and it's House in at the four-man position. Here is House. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And Faried kicks to Shumpert. Off target with his three. Utah has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Stolen by Rivers. Three-pointer. And there's Green on the assist by House. And now a 4-point Rocket lead.
Really surprised a little bit to see him drift out to the three-point line, but I guess I shouldn't be if he can stroke it like that.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. The Jazz making a switch here. Mitchell's checked in, and the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Faried. You played, C-Web, for a number of different teams. How did you personally measure an organization's quality?
It starts at the top. It's the commitment to winning. It's the little things, caring for players, everyone else there on the staff as people first. And then also setting the tone, letting people know that we're a winning organization. You know, I've been to some organization, and the word winning has never come up from the top brass, if you could believe it or not. So you know who wants to win. You see the intensity on the owner's face. You see the intensity on everyone's face as well. And you can tell by that passion whose foxhole you're in. And that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there. They can't keep doing that.
To the left side wing. Here's Tucker, and the rejection by Favors. And now Utah, fast break. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Paul dishes to Capella. Harden outside. Back to Paul, and stolen by Favors. Mitchell against Paul. Korver gets a wide open look, and the three ball is good. Korver's got himself going there, his first points of the game in the deep ball. Harden kicks to Paul. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Favors. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. For Utah, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Favors passes to Korver. Back to Favors. Mitchell kicks to Favors. Pass to Sefolosha. Favors sets the pick for Sefolosha. Just 4 to shoot. A 3 ball. Favors trying to break free, and Paul pulls it down. Rockets trail. And It's Gordon penetrating. Capella with the bucket. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth. You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards. I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. And the first shot of the night for him, missing. Utah's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three-ball here. And it's Mitchell missing.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
Harden has a wide-open look. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And that's now 7 points for James Harden. Utah trailing here. Now Korver. The pass to Ingles. On the wing, Mitchell. Defended by Paul. And it's Mitchell missing.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Well, I like the decision-making. I mean, that's a shot you want to keep taking.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
And the chance to draw up a great play. I mean, this is a chess match.
Entirely new group here. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Favors. Crowder comes in for Joe Ingles. O'Neal's checked in for Cephalosha. And Ricky Rubio's subbed in for Kyle Korver. The Rockets also changing it up. House is checked in, and it's Rivers in for Paul. Fires top of the key. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Knocks down the three ball.
Harden has the super green light. And with his confidence, you might be amazed, but you're rarely surprised at any shot he makes.
And here is Mitchell. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Back to Crowder. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Well, last season, a tough one for Crowder. Was moved from Boston to Cleveland and then moved again over to Utah at the deadline. Also struggled mightily with his shot and just had a down year.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And you talk about a culture builder. Jay Crowder is a guy who is not content with losing ball games. He's a competitor, and that rubs off on his teammates.
Harden, no good.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Rockets have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. He gets it in there.
Kevin, they would love to see every possession in with a high percentage shot like that.
Utah has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Mitchell against Harden. Mitchell outside. Good D by Harden. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Rockets ahead, leading by just 2. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Quinn Snyder. Coach, what adjustments are you going to do in the second half?
You just got to keep playing, keep taking the shots, and that's not the issue as much as us not executing on offense. When we don't score, sometimes our defense lags as well.
Everybody wants to see the ball go in the basket first, right? Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. During one stretch, they trailed by 7, never falling behind too far. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, so far they won the battle of assists. They played more patiently and very unselfish in the first half. Good shot selection and nice flow of offense.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, they remind me of Arizona. They were flat defensively. They didn't collapse at the end. They allowed over 50% shooting. I expect them to come out much more aggressive in the second half and try to take the lead early on.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven thus far.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Ingles outside with Favors at power forward. Rubio teams up with Mitchell in the backcourt. And it's Gobert in at the 5. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder.
And you think about Mike D'Antoni, the modern-day godfather with pace and space. We saw this with his teams back in Phoenix, Houston. Actually, middle of the pack in pace of play. But they certainly looked to space the floor. They were shooting more 3s than 2s.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Certainly blue. Thank you, G.A. He is indeed a fiery competitor. And talk about Houston slowing down a bit from D'Antoni's usual run-and-gun style.
Oh, yeah, they want to get Harden, one of the best shooters and passers in the game, in a mismatch, and let him pick his man apart. D'Antoni is showing more flexibility with the system than perhaps you give him credit for.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Okay, it could be. Take a great defensive play, follow it up with a big-time dunk. That'll always get a team fired up.
Ingles in the corner with a lead. It's rebounded by Houston. Capella's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Gordon, and the rejection by Favors. Mitchell against Harden. Mitchell's shot is good. Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
And a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. 6 points for Clint Capella.
Oh, man, Capella absolutely destroys the opposition on the offensive glass, using that gigantic body of his to snag down second chance opportunity.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 13. Now, here's Ingles. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Favors with a screen on Gordon. And here's Ingles outside. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 8th rebound here tonight. With a look at the Rockets organization, Chris, one of the best-run teams people think in this league.
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, over a decade of winning basketball, they find ways to win, and they won't be satisfied till they win it all.
Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Each team is stepping up, rising to the challenge. Yet another
selection iffy at best tonight. A lot of forced, contested shots this game. He'll be lucky if he just gets a talking to here instead of a ticket to the bench.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Jay Crowder's checked in for Favors. Cephalosha comes in for Joe Ingles. And it's Korver in for Ricky Rubio. Utah's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Mitchell kicks to Crowder. Nice ball movement by Utah. Passes to Mitchell. Puts up a three, and he's good on the three ball. Mitchell's got 7 points for the quarter.
That gives him 2 3-pointers for the game, one in each half. I mean, he may add to that total pretty soon.
Paul with the bucket.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
And I love it, Greg. Both sides inflicting damage from the perimeter. We'll see how the defense is adjusting.
Korver passes to Cephalosha. Gobert the screen. Crowder sets a screen for Cephalosha. The tray. The Rockets pull it in. Down low. Green. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 4 assists in the game.
Exceptional instincts from the clever guard, Paul. I mean, reading the D, making the right pass.
Now, here's Mitchell. 16 points for him. Gobert the screen. Korver kicks to Gobert. To the paint. He's looking for Mitchell and finds him. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Utah calls timeout. And Greg, another free agent this past summer was Chris Paul. Many unsure of what his plans.
Very early in free agency with the Rockets. Huge 4-year deal worth $160 million. Rockets are in win-now mode and were willing to commit the money to Paul to give them a shot at winning a title in the next few seasons.
O'Neal's checked in for the Jazz. The Rockets also changing it up. House is checked in, and it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. Jazz trailed by 3. Crowder, the pass to Mitchell. And Fareed sends it back. Right wing. Now the feed to Green. It's stolen by Korver.
If they play it right, we're talking a 2-for-1.
Exactly, but you still want a decent look because if you miss, the strategy doesn't help.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Kyle Korver.
Clearly a foul.
The Rockets shooting their first free throws here tonight. Free throw, no good. Ricky Rubio checked in for Kyle Korver. And the second free throw, good. 34 seconds left to play here in the third. Rivers against Rubio. Outside Crowder. And he jams it with authority.
Oh, really astonishing slam by Crowder, all because of how he sprints toward the cup.
Now, here's Tucker. He's tightly guarded. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Crowder. Here's O'Neal. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. It could go. It's not going to go for him. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Rockets lead by 2. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Utah trailing here. Taking a look at the Rockets. Harden out there with Rivers. Then there's Gordon. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's House in at the power forward position. Now here's Favors to tie it up. Kicks it out to Mitchell. 5 on the clock. Favors with a screen on Capella. Stolen by Harden. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
Oh, that's just the confidence Harden has in himself. I mean, ready to fire as soon as he receives the pass.
Rubio sets the pick for Favors. Here's Mitchell. Foul on the play. Basket count, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And Greg, right out of the gate, Donovan Mitchell seemed like a veteran more than a rookie.
I mean, his professionalism was one of the first things Ricky Rubio noticed about Mitchell. Father played minor league baseball, knows what it takes to succeed in professional sports. And you can just see it in his approach to practice and his commitment to improving his game. Mitchell was already the surprise of that 2017 draft, and I don't think there's any question he's destined to be a star.
Free throw drops for Mitchell. Here's Gordon. Pass to Rivers. Houston moving the ball around. And a miss there on the triple.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
O'Neal kicks to Mitchell. Floats one up, and he gets it to go. Mitchell's got 16 here in the second half.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint. And so far, this has got that feel of a game that could be back and forth all the way.
Yeah, at some point, though, you might expect one team to go on a run, but this could come down to the wire.
Really left alone that time. And that's 15 points for James Harden.
I mean, logs his first 3 of the second half after nailing 2 in the first. They don't want to let this fella get going.
And Rubio kicks to Ingles. Pass to Favors. There's the pick. There's the dish to Rubio. Clock at 6. The wide open look here for Ingles. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his 6th assist on the night. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And here's Harden for 3. The rebound by the Jazz. Ingles has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
Rivers passes to Gordon. He kicks it to Capella. We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Rivers. No good from outside. Utah's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. They get the rebound. Favors can't get it to go.
The active defense making things very hard on him as he goes in for the layup.
It's Rivers on the wing. Covered by Rubio. And it's Capella missing.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had the space.
Mitchell wide open. And he's good on the 3 ball. Mitchell's got 28 points for the game.
His score will be very different without his offense. He's been too good.
The Rockets with another miss.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of Coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And, you know, for all the talk about Rubio's passing, I think one thing that gets overlooked is his defense. Both his on the ball and defensive rebounding are very strong for the point guard position.
Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for the Jazz. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Rockets. Paul comes in for Austin Rivers. And so Ricky Rubio nails both of them.
Once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count him.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Well, the pace right now, that's being dictated to them. They have to try to get it back to their tempo, to their style again.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Donovan Mitchell.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni was talking about with his team. He warned them they've got to get back in transition. He said they've given up way too many fast break points, and he said we have to slow the pace of the game down and force them into taking some tough shots. Kevin?
One shot.
Free throw drops for Harden.
Well, look, I love how Harden does a little bit of everything. Aggressive scorer, solid rebounder, superb passer, and he's also improving on the defensive end.
Now here's Gobert. Mitchell with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Scooped up.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, I agree. Anytime you crack the 20 mark in rebounds, it's a special one.
The shot's good from Paul.
And that's a bucket Paul knows they need. He wants to be the one to get it for him.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. There's the pass to Gobert. It's stolen by Capella. To the middle. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. And it's a three-point Rocket lead.
Showing why he wants to take on more responsibility, Kevin. I mean, Capella's competitiveness in these big moments, admirable.
Stolen by Harden. Capella goes in. Tipped away.
The bench was ready to erupt. Instead, look at him behind their faces in the top.
And a slam dunk by Favors.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam. See some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. And here's Harden for three. Rubio with the rebound. Rubio's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And the shot goes in. Ingles has got 5 points now this quarter. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Now here's Harden. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Harden's got 10 points in just the second half. Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. We've got 1:13. Crowder's checked in. We've got 1:13 left here in the fourth quarter. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. That one goes in.
And Kevin, when the game is up in the air, Harden delivers. Easy to understand why he is seen as one of the best players in the league.
Good, James Harden.
As big a basket as that was, the free throw probably even bigger. Now you've got a 2-possession lead all of a sudden.
Now here's Mitchell. And Capella sends it back.
He seems to improve his shot blocking every year. I mean, Capella is outstanding at using his length to swat away shots.
Ball against Rubio, and it's going to be a 3-second call. The game has come down to this.
Huge possession.
Mitchell and Capella sends it back, and they get it back. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Gobert. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Harden. That shot is off. Good D by Mitchell.
And it's still within reach.
Yeah, but they're going to need everything to go their way.
Sinks it. A huge shot to tie it up.
Wow, that is cold-blooded.
Well, we want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moment.
Harden up top, covered by Mitchell. From downtown, count it!
Reminding us again why he's one of the game's great clutch shooters.
Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. 11 seconds left to play.
Space and get that triple, but you can also do the 2 with a quick foul.
Well, these are some of the toughest decisions. I mean, a good argument could be made for either case.
Rubio, the pass to Gobert. Here's Mitchell. Misses the 3. And an intentional foul right there.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
First one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Well, look, I've always thought that the way Paul leads his team is impressive. Look, he's always talking, giving instruction. I guess he's a real player coach.
Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
He's stepping to the line knowing he has a chance to seal the deal. He doesn't.
So Houston wins it. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you very much with Kenneth Faried. What was the key tonight?
Just keep attacking, keep playing strong, and, you know, my teammates, they believe in me. Just relock in and get focused and play my game.
Great team win tonight, Kenneth. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.